Hello, welcome back. I'm trying something new. I received a lot of feedback that my hands are too shaky with the camera. So I'm going to try this. And this board is so big, it's very difficult to get the whole board in. I do not own a tripod. So let me just get that out of the way. I don't have professional equipment. I have a phone. That's it. So what you're seeing is a jury-rigged, gerrymandering situation where I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 7 board game boxes piled on top of each other, and then I have the device propped in such a way that it can see this. And it was very important that I be able to show these, which I know some of them are a little bit off camera, and you can't see this at all, this piece. But I figured this is where the action is, so I can make sure that most of it's here. And so this is an experiment. Let me know if you like it. I have a feeling that you probably will. And if I were on the smaller 1942 maps, I actually think I could get the whole thing in. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and try a mission this way. And anyways, I'm sitting, I don't know how easy it is for you to see this, but just to recap, I am sitting on 14 victory points, 55 experience points, but I do lose 4 OP this round. So I am on 1943, mid, mission 2. So my strategy here is I'm thinking of not using my pilots this turn, or this round. There's good and bad that comes with it, but since I lose 4 OP, I found that the rockets were devastating. I really think the Ju-88 thing with the cannons was a fluke. I really think that they can hit a lot more than they did. So if I use a whole bunch of auxiliaries, the BF-110s can chase down the fallen bombers, and the Ju-88s can be the thing that keeps hitting them from mission or from turn to turn, and the fighters, the expert fighters that I have, maybe can just have some R&R. But we're gonna see. The thing is I lose 4 OP. That's a big deal. The other thing I might do is I might make sure that this is an outbound mission. And I don't know if you can see this real well from the camera. Like I said, this is all a big experiment. But if we look at the inbound missions for 43 mid, you get 16 OP. If we switch this to an outbound mission, right there we gain our 4 OP that we're losing. And we can basically have a repeat of what we did last time, and then my experts can join the mission. The drawback to this is that we would only be getting 1 victory point instead of 2, and after 1 mission we already earned 14 victory points. So here's my logic. I think that we do a mission like we just did. We get a big 14-point score. Then we maybe switch to outbound, or yeah, where am I at? Here, outbound, so I can get 20 points and eat up my lost operational point cost. Then hopefully I won't have a -4 penalty, and then I switch back to inbound. I don't know, that's where my mind is, and let's just see where this takes us. We're gonna roll the die and just see what happens. So I will try to turn things so you can see them. You're looking at this from an upside down angle, but I can't, for the stuff that I'm writing, I'm not good enough to do that upside down. So anyways, let's give this a try, and maybe if you prefer, I can flip the whole board so it's facing you, but it makes some things more difficult, and I can explain that as we go. But anyways, we're gonna do 1943 mid. Let's roll to see the board we get. So I rolled a 2, and for sure we're getting board number 3, which is the one that's set up. It was funny because if we actually got board 2, I probably could get all this in camera, but I'm not going to spend 7 experience points. You're just not worth it. All right, just kidding. So let's move to the target. And I don't know if you can still see that, but I rolled a 7. And that puts us outbound. And I think for this mission, I'm going to take outbound and maybe just alternate back and forth. And then here, I think no matter what I roll, I'm going for 20 OP. So I rolled an 8, which is unfortunate because I got 16, but I'm going to spend 7. So I'm going to put down -7 XP. I have 55 experience points, so I'm going to make sure we have 20 OP, which translates to 16, and then we can basically replicate what we did the last run, which is very nice. Although one of our pilots is wounded, so we are down 1 pilot. So with that replication, let's figure that out. We have Kremler, Puttfargen, Bauer, and Schmidt. And then Zweigert is wounded. He's off map, or off the camera here, and he's wounded. For our 5th one, we can do Grimm, because he does have at least some experience points. And then we're going to get our 4 BF-110s, our 6 JU-88s, and then 4 more BF-110s. And as far as cannons go, we're going to put cannons on both of our JU-88s. And I could do cannons on Kremler, Puttfargen, and Schmidt. And then rockets on the BF-110s. So this would be 3 here, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then a 4 penalty would get us to 20. So one of the thoughts I had was if I gave the JU-88s rockets, when they run out of, because it says here, you can have 1 cannon and 1 rocket or bomb. Our named pilots can also have a cannon and a rocket or bomb as well. We just don't do that usually. So here's what I would have to do. I'd have to get rid of the cannons on these guys and then get rid of Grimm. So that would free up 2 points. 2 points gives me 4 rockets. So I can give rockets to 1 whole stack of JU-88s and then just 1 out of the 3 in the other stack. So the advantage here is that if I ever go no ammo, like what happened last time, is I could still get in a rocket shot. It's an expensive thing because you have to spend 2 OP, and I would have to spend 4 OP if I want to outfit everybody. I take it back. We are component limited, and there's only 8 rockets to be had. So I would have to give them bombs, which is not as attractive. So scratch all that. We're going to do this, and I know we're going to get less victory points this way, but I think this is this the right way to go? I mean, I lost 4 OP with the exact same setup. From a strict rules perspective, I accepted the outbound, so I'm going to just go with it. And now we have the escort thing. So this one's a more tricky one. I rolled a 5. A 5 is an L10T. So the map is 3 and L10T. So if I remember correctly, the T's are the P38 twin engine, which are these. And of course the L just means you take 2 of them out. And I'll just make sure of the 2 that I took out. Yeah, they're P38s. And so they don't arrive until turn 10. Now, I know that this is off. I'm like pointing to something that's off camera. I apologize. I would have to walk all the way around. I tried experimenting, setting that up where it was over by me, and I could just move the camera, you know, one way or the other, but I can't. There's just no room, because like I said, I have 6 board game boxes piled on top of each other just to get to this right angle, and I can't do that. Now, if I had a fancy, you know, tripod I can put in place of this chair, and then I can have it, you know, in the right spot or coming all over my shoulder, I get that. I don't have that. And if you guys want to sponsor me, go for it. I'll take the money and I will buy a fanciest tripod you can find. But I fully expect that's not going to be the case. So, anyways, the escorts, since this is an outbound mission, they're not going to arrive until turn 10, and that's what I'm doing. I'm putting it on turn 10. So we are done with all that, and let's get everything else out. So we have our manual here. So we are on map 3 outbound, that's page 17. Okay, so you're probably not going to get to see this very well because in order for me to make this visible to you, I'm covering up everything, but let's do it as best as we can. I rolled a 1, so we're going to get damage on 2 bombers. 1 is going to be this guy. Sorry, I have to look at it the way, yeah, 1 here, and then 1 here. And I rolled an 8, so this one is already fallen and can't get up. So we got 1 fallen bomber in that group, which is a shame because that's the one we like to rocket the crap out of, but that's okay. So we have that situation. So now I'm going to roll for anchored. I rolled a 4, so we have the same anchored situation here and here. And now I'm going to roll for the sun. I rolled a 3, and the sun is high nose, which I believe was what we had last mission. Now I'm going to roll for tactical points. I rolled a 1. So just like last time, we're only with 1 tactical point. And then I'm going to roll for the flight limit, and I rolled a 2. That is 7. So right now, we're sitting on a situation where the fighters don't arrive until turn 10. And I'm going to spend 7 experience and make it an 11 turn mission. Okay? So I'm going to change it to a 9, not a 10. I don't want it to be a 12 turn mission, just an 11 turn mission. And my logic is, well, it doesn't matter. Fine, I'll make it a 12 turn mission. So I'm writing down that it's minus 14 for the experience. And I'm changing the flight limit to be 12. Remember, the escorts are arriving on turn 10. I'm definitely going to use the regroup action. I thought that was useful. And so we'll do it again. And let's do the contrails now. I rolled a 9, and we do have contrails. So if I'm willing to spend a TP, all of my fighters and bombers will enter at tail level, and we can skip the first escort mission. So obviously skipping the first escort is no big deal, because there is no escort. But being able to enter on the tail level means I can attack right away, turn 1. And I'm planning on doing this regroup thing, so I'm going to do that and just take advantage of this rule, which seems to be pretty overpowered if you ask me. I'm still not liking it. I'm sorry, I just keep protesting it, but basically I know that these boxes are a little bit on the fringe of the map, but everything is going to go tail level, and I don't know if you can see everything tail level. I'm assuming you can, and I'm going to set it all up. All my JU-88s, all my BF-110s, and the only thing that's not going to be tail level is going to be Grim here. He's coming in at the oblique, and I'll do low because I want to get the position advantage. And then all my experts are going to attack level, right? So the move action, well, the move action is everybody's coming in level, right? So I don't think I get to, let me check that again. Spend 1 TP to enter at tail level. Yeah. So for the first turn, everybody's entering level. It's not like we get to now the rocket guys and the cannon guys can start, but nobody else can. So I'm going to pause, not the video, but pause talking. I'm going to walk around, and I just want to make sure I can verify what you're seeing so I can help you out as I'm doing this. Thank you for your patience. Actually, that's not too bad. Okay, so I can see that the nose high is a little chopped off, and the flanks are perfectly in view. And then the tail level, you can at least see most of it, and tail high starts to get chopped off. Okay, so I'm not going to mess with this. I will continue, and I think the lethality levels are very clear to see, at least from where I'm standing. I obviously am not seeing the video yet. Yeah, this might work really well. So let's try this. Okay, so we came in level there, and I got this guy here. I am at 0 tactical points right now, but we're going to go ahead and do the rocket shots with the BF-110s. So there's 4 and then 4, and we're going to do just like we did before. We're going to do 4 here. I wanted to do 4 here, but one of them's fallen, so I'm going to go 4 here. And we'll go ahead and get this out. And since I'm doing here and here, you'll be able to see the chart. So this actually I probably should have been doing this a long time ago. Okay, so I'm going to be reading a little bit upside down, so I hope I don't make too many mistakes, but the good news is we skipped this, we're doing this. And I'm going to start with this group right here. Remember, we don't want doubles. And we want the lowest number to be higher than a 4. All right, a 10 and a 7. So a red 10 is here. So this is the part that's I gotta orient myself. So the red 10 means it's in front of the lead bomber, so that means it exploded there. And then the 7 means I did 2 hits, which I'm happy with that. So 2 hits on this guy is, I will do the fuselage first. Okay, that's 3 on the cockpit, and then 2 on the wing. Okay, I'm very happy with that. That's a good start. Okay, let's do the second one. I'm gonna move these out of the way. So I have a 10 and a 3, so that's a miss. And then the black 10 is right in the middle though, and a detonation is still good for us. 10 and a 1, so the 10 is another detonation in the middle, but the 1 is no damage. And then the last one, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So these 2 were there, that one was there. Okay, a 6 and a 3. So a red 6, you'll have to bear with me. A red 6 is, so from the lead bomber's perspective, a red 6 is 1, 2, 3 behind him. So this is why we always pick the lead group. So coming from here, I gotta go 1, 2, 3 behind, and then it detonates there. So it's actually hitting a completely different element over here. So that's interesting. That's a very interesting outcome. And that's why we did this, because we didn't want, because if this had gone off the map, this would have actually been a miss, but it wasn't a miss in this situation. All right, so now we're gonna move here. I'm gonna bring this back up for you. So we're dealing with this element here. All right, so I have doubles, 3 and 3. The red doubles means it's a miss. So doubles stink. Okay, next I have an 8 and a 6. So an 8 is here, and then the 6 is 1 hit. So that's a good one. We have a wing hit, and it's actually falling. So we have, I'm taking this and putting it, we have a bomber that fell out on turn 1 with 4 wing damage, in case you're keeping track. Now we still have 2 more to go. Red 7 is 1 back and to the left. So 1 back and to the left. That is not the same exact spot. No, it's here. There. And then the 6 is another hit, but the problem is the bomber's gone. So I can't give that bomber another hit, unfortunately. And then the last one has doubles again. So that was a stinker. But I'm going to carefully pick this up so I don't move all the stuff underneath it. And my anchored tokens moved out of the way. So now we got the cannons. Now the cannons, remember, are the red die needs to be higher than the blue die to hit. If we roll doubles, or we roll any one on a black die or the red die, then the Ju-88's out of ammo, and we don't want that. Okay? And then the other restriction is we have to attack the rear. So we're going to start with this guy right here. We get 6 of these. And right there's a 1, the very first one. Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to just take one of these and flip over the cannon and to indicate it's out of ammo. And that was also a miss. So next one is a hit. And remember, he's using a cannon, so we get to do 2 hits, or we get to pick, draw 2 and pick. And I'm picking the wing, and I just did 4 damage. Okay, the third one is a miss. The fourth one is a hit. And you know I can... Ooh. So that's 2 damage, or an engine damage. I'm going to go for the engine damage, and it happened. So another bomber just fell out on turn 1. And these aren't guaranteed kills, these 2 bombers that fell out. From a staff experience perspective, we just gained 2 experience points because 2 bombers have fallen out. But I think I just want to get some of these bombers out, because these BF-110s just shot off their rockets, and I want them to pursue. I don't want the BF-110s to come into this muck, because you saw what happened last time. I owed 4 OP. And even if the BF-110s pursue, they're going to take damage potentially there. So that's my issue with this, but let's keep going. That was the 3rd one. Now I'm going to do the 4th one. Miss. 5th one is a double. So we have another one that's out of ammo. And then the last one is a hit. And we're doing this guy. Oh, we'll do the wing. And 2 damage on that. Okay, so 2 guys are already out of ammo. I'm pretty decent with probability and statistics, but I always have to sit down and think about it. 2 out of the 6 on round 1, I think, is not in our favor. The number of misses probably should be about 50-50 there, but this is definitely not working out. But cohesion checks. So we have 2 here, 2 here. And by the way, I need to roll 1 for all of these. This one I need to roll a 2 or less. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that one happens. We have a loose element there. So starting here, this explodes. And we have a loose element there. This explodes. So we have a loose and then a kaput because of this. And then we have this. Brings us to kaput. This causes another bomber to fall out on turn 1. Sorry, I'm just getting it set up. We have a fallen bomber. I'm giving myself another experience point. And then this would go back to there. But this last detonation moves it back to kaput. So the rockets, while not nearly as deadly as the last time, they still did their job. And they did it quite well. I'm still quite happy that we have the results. I think the Ju-88s have been the disappointing ones so far. So now we move to turn 2. Okay, so I have 3 bombers that are waiting to be intercepted. I don't know if any of them are guarantees. Some of them look like they're high chance that when you get there, they're blown up. So I have a giant stack of 4 BF-110s. And what I'm going to do is just take the rocket off because there's no aerial combat with them if they're leaving the map. And I'm actually going to put four of them in the pursuit box. So I'm just going to take one whole stack and just move him to pursuit. Everybody else is going to attack. So that includes the 4 BF-109s, this BF-109 here, and then I'm going to do the 4 BF-110s as well. I forgot their name all of a sudden. I don't know why. The rockets are expended, so I'm going to turn that over. I still have 4 Ju-88s shooting, and I'm going to go ahead and do some attacks. If I do knock out a few bombers, I actually have one extra. Right now there's 3 bombers knocked out and there's 4 BF-110s over there. So I could pursue at least one more. These 2 that are out of ammo, I'm going to do like I did before and just move them into a parking lot. And they can chase after the ones we know for sure we'll get credit for. And I think we have everything we need. So there is no return, there is no escort. One thing I forgot to do on turn 1. I forgot to do the regroup. So I'm going to move the turn track down to 11. And then there was 4, 8, 12, 14, 15, 16. There was 18. So I'm sitting on 18 tactical points right now. That was the whole reason for spending the 7 experience points, was to get these extra tactical points. Okay, so we have a lot of attacking going on, but we move to the Ju-88s are first, and they're going to pick on this guy. So I have 4 of them. That's a miss. Second one. Fudge. Out of ammo for the second one. And also a miss. Third one. A miss. And then the fourth one. A miss. Okay. This is definitely, I don't need to sit down and think about it. This is definitely not working out according to the odds. Our Ju-88s have been miserable for us so far. So with that said, we now are doing our regular attack. Oh, excuse me. Okay, so I have some experts and Grim here, and then I have 4 BF-110s. So I'm going to do the 4 BF-110s. Oh, we're not doing attack yet. We have to do cohesion. My apologies. So cohesion here, I need a 1. Cohesion here, I need a 1. I would need a 1. And it passed, so this cohesion actually improves. And here I would need a 2 or less. It passed, so that improves. Okay, so now we're coming in for some attacks here. Here's my dilemma. This has no cohesion failures. These 3 do. So I sort of want to maybe go after these, but we're talking high numbers here. Even with a -1, that's a 3, 3, and a 2. But this is a 3, 4, and a 2. So I mean, actually this is better. In fact, this is not a 3, that's a 2 because this is fallen. Although, yeah, that's a 3. And I know you're thinking, well, what about this? I'm thinking of going after this with my experts. I'm just not sure yet. It's just that these are so... All right, I'm going to go here. I don't need to go to this space at all because this one's already fallen. So I'm looking at a 2 and a 2. Here would be a 2. Well, these are both 2s as well. Yeah, I'm going to do a 2 and a 2. I'm coming in with my BF110s, and they're all going to be evasive. So I'm flipping them to evasive, and it would be like this. They're coming in level, so that's just for all 4 of them. They're climbing high, so they're going to go to the nose high. And I do have to do a collision check, so I'm going to draw 2 of them. I'm not trying for swarm. I feel like when I do, it just leads to disaster. So I'm drawing 2 collision checks. It's these 2 guys. The first one is no impact. The second one is we can ignore because they're both evasive. So, so I'm just going to try to get some easy. Tail 2, by the way, is usually you take a hit. But we're just going to start 1, 2, 3, 4, just like that. So this is a 2. So the tail level 2 is evasive, is a hit, and then I ride the tail. So I'm going to apply a hit here, and the hit is 2 fuselage. I don't know how well you can see it, but I think you can see it quite well, if I remember. So now the question is do I keep attacking? I'm not going to, because then I can avoid continuing fire. So he's going to return back to the level tail, undamaged. So now we're going to go to this guy, and it's tail level 2, evasive, and look at that, another hit. Actually, this is working out pretty well. So I have an 8 for engine. Not enough, so there's some engine damage on him there. And then we go to the next one. Tail level 2. He takes a hit. He does a hit. And he's riding the tail. So we're going to apply the hit. It's a fuselage of 1. All right, so my attitude is he's already taken damage. So I'm not going to return back to the tail. What's the point? We're going to keep going. So tail level 2, nothing happened. So a lot of good that did. And then the last one, tail level 2 takes a hit. So evasive didn't help me there. So we got a hit there. Okay, so we're going to put these away. And now we have 3 continuing fire. I'll start with this guy. A lot easier to play this, by the way, with 2 hands instead of 1. So I am climbing. He's evasive in a 2 spot. Remember, the BF110s add +1, but only if you're determined. If you're evasive, they're fine. So doesn't matter. He takes a hit. I was thinking he wasn't going to take a hit, but he does. So a lot of good you did, punk. All right. So he comes up here. And then the next one, it's a similar deal. It's 2 evasive. So all 3 of them, even though I went evasive, still took damage. So what's my lesson learned in all this? My lesson learned is just go determined and get the swarm. My goodness. Well, right there, I avoided 1 hit. Yay, yippee skippy. So that goes there, and these are out. Okay, that didn't go very well. I am going to keep this out because my next group is going to climb. I just haven't decided where they're going yet. I'm thinking I want to go here, but I do like the fact that I have a loose element. I don't know what to do. My experts, as you know, have targeting and aim, so they can actually create hits even when they don't get one. And so they're perfect for taking on new groups. And if I take on a group of 3, I get to spread them out and then just have more than one in one space. If I'm taking on something like this, the issue I have is I have to put all 4 of my guys in 2 spaces. So do I really want to put 3 fighters against 1? That's the question I'm debating. Kremler has super abilities. He has the ability to do 2 hits, even if the card doesn't draw any at all. Buttvargen also has the ability to do 2 hits, and then Zweigert was the 3rd, but he's the injured guy. So I have 2 guys that can just create 2 hits out of nothing. And so I guess what I'll do is I can put Kremler there to take this out. See, tail level 2 is not that exciting to me, but there's not a lot of better choices. Schmidt does not have anything other than luck. And Bauer has nothing more than luck, and he doesn't even have a cannon. And then Buttvargen can basically be the cleaner upper, right? So they're all going to go after this guy. And then Grimm here will come in evasive and help out there. So just as an understanding, Grimm is the only one that's low. Everybody else is level. And I apologize if I'm getting lazy, but it just saves me some time putting these on and off. Now, everybody's climbing. That's why I left this out. But obviously, Grimm's coming in this way. I don't want to roll this way. I don't want to go straight. So I'm going to roll towards the tail. And since, and he will be dive rolling towards the tail. Okay, so we have to do an evasion check with him, or collision check, I mean. So as long as I don't get that veer one, or I'm sorry, the exit TP one, I should be okay. And there I go. So I can ignore that, and it goes back in the box. So as far as awards go, I am getting the Schwarm, and I'm going to get the Rata and the position. I'm going to get all 3. That makes me happy. Okay, so now I'm going to do the oblique attack first. Well, should I? Or should I do Kremler? I'm going to do Kremler's attack first. So he's coming in tail level. This is a 2 because of the loose element. So we are coming in tail level with a 2. So he takes a hit and does a hit. So Kremler will cancel one of the hits using the Rata. And he does a hit with a cannon. So we have a wing and a fuselage. The fuselage is 3 damage, so we're going to definitely use that. Okay. So now my question is do I use my targeted aim and all that stuff? So here's my thing. If I say no to the targeted aim, what I'm hoping to use Kremler for is I can pursue one of those bombers that had like no damage on him at all. And then when I'm in the pursuit phase, then I can really take something out, right? So instead of using all my abilities here, which is in the basic game what you want to do, I'm thinking of saving the abilities and using it there. Because then I'm getting 2 experience points for the kill. Whereas here I'm only getting 1 experience point because they fall out. Unless, of course, I can destroy it, which is harder. I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm going to stop. And then I'm going to use my evasive guy now. So we're going to come in with our oblique here. He's sitting on a 2 because of these 2, and he's low, 2, he's evasive, so nothing happens and he's going to progress 1, which means he's going to end up here. Okay, I'm going to just put this up on the side. But I am going to use the swarm, and I'm probably going to use both of the swarm. So we'll start with the first one. It's a wing hit, and it does 2 damage. And yes, I am going to use both swarm. And it is another wing hit for 3 damage. So it was probably a poor choice on my part. I probably should have done 1 more hit. So that thing's up to 8 damage. And the wing damage is 1 short of a guaranteed points. So I can't send a no ammo guy after him if he were to fall. But that's unfortunate. So now I'm on the last ones. So I'm going to do Bauer first, then Schmidt, then Buttfargen last. So we are sitting on a 2 still. I was hoping this would have changed to a 1. So a 2 level, that's a hit on Bauer, who will use his luck. I'm writing that down right now. So Bauer's using his luck. And actually, no, he does not have to use his luck. I still have this. So I'm going to use that. And Bauer's done. There's nothing he can do. So I'm moving on to Schmidt now. Level, so he takes a hit, does a hit, and rides a tail. So Schmidt will use his luck. Okay, he does a hit, and he has a cannon, which is good. And he's riding the tail. So we have a wing 10 and a wing 9, and that 9 does more damage. So we're definitely doing the 9. Let's hope we get a miracle roll here. And I did. I got the miracle roll right there. So we actually destroyed a plane with Schmidt. Very impressive. So Schmidt gets 2 experience, and it's enough to level up. So Schmidt now has the targeted aim for timing. I keep saying it wrong. It's timing. And the staff gets 2 experience points and its first victory point for the mission. So, okay, so good news and bad news. He's riding the tail, so Schmidt can go back to the tail and attack again in a future turn. The bad news is I still have to do Buttfargen, who now has nobody to attack. So he's down to a 1, level 1. He does a hit, and then he can ride the tail. So he's going to ride the tail back as well and avoid continuing fire. That's pretty sweet. And I do think that maybe the breakaway is more valuable than I give it credit for. But so now we'll do continuing fire on the final 3 here. I'll do Bauer first. Get this out of here. Bauer is sitting in a 1 zone, and so he makes it. Next is Kremler. Kremler is climbing, and he's going to use his luck, unfortunately. But he makes it. And then we have our dive roller. If dive rolling, skip continuing fire. So this is Grim. He's going to go to the evasive return box way down here. So we're done with continuing fire. And I'm moving us to turn 3. Okay, so turn 3. It's time for the move step. I'm going to move my out of ammo guy up there. I have no extra bombers to go after, so nothing to do there. I have a BF-110, Schmidt and Buttfargen, all sitting at level. So they might as well, should they attack or should they wait? I think they should attack. Grim is going to move up. Bauer and Kremler will move up, and then I have some damaged guys here. So we're starting with the 3. I rolled a 3. It's good enough. So 1 BF 110 escapes. So 6. Not enough. This is a wing damage for a BF 110. And then this last one's an 8. And I escaped. I'm very pleased with that roll. All right, so that was good. Okay, now we go to the JU-88s. They're going to pick on this guy still. I rolled a 1, so another one's out of ammo. And I'm not excited about that. And he even missed, which is the trend. We finally do a hit. I don't know why these guys are doing so awful, but they are. That's 2 damage. They're both 10s, but that one explodes. So we always like the explodies. All right, so we just did another 2 wing damage. This one's got 4 wing damage. Now we're gonna do the last guy. Another hit, finally. We're getting some hits. I have an engine for 0 or a fuselage for 3. Now this is a tough choice because that's already 4 damage and 3 more puts it to 7. So I'm actually going to take the 3 because I want the 7. Let's see if we can destroy a plane. And I'm thinking we did recovery, now we do cohesion. So we have a 3 here. Passes. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Passes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. Fails. So it is now a kaput element. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. It'd be really nice if we can get loose. Nope, we don't. Okay, so now we go to the attack. I have 3 guys attacking. Buttfargen has all of his skills and abilities. I'm thinking I want a kill. So this one here has no loose element. It's a higher risk, but it's already at 7 damage. So Buttfargen's going to go for it. So we're going to go for the kill. And then this guy here, Schmidt, does not have the ability to add hits. So, excuse me. He does not have the ability to add hits. So he's going to go here and take advantage of the -2. So he's got a 1 zone for his attack. All he needs is 1 hit, and he's got that bomber. It's done. And then we have a BF 110 here that I sent in, maybe against better judgment. I could start doing something here, but it makes no sense to me. So I'm going to flip him to evasive and just try to get a free shot in here, because this is a 2 with this. Remember, they're all coming in level, so I'll put that in to help us to remember. Remember, we're climbing for everybody, so we're climbing for all 3. And heading towards the nose, because we want the sun advantage. That's the reason why we keep climbing to the nose. We want the sun advantage. There is no collision check. There is no attack advantage. So let's just try this guy first. I sort of like to save my most suspenseful ones for later. So he's evasive. This is a 2. So we're coming in tail, level, 2. Ooh. So he progresses 1 to here. And now we have to do a collision check. That is bizarre. So doing a collision check, and I get an exit or pay 1 TP. So I'm sitting on 18 TP, so I'll pay a TP. And I believe that he has to go break away to the tail. Breaks away to the tail position. Yeah, so I'm going to break away to the tail then. So he's evasive, so he will go here. And this, since he was evasive, does not stay on the board. So that leaves. Okay, so that was unfortunate for him. So now we're going to go to Schmidt. Let's hope we get a better result there. That is a 1 because of -2 here. So I'm going to move this out of the way. So tail level 1. So he has no ammo. I'm just going to flip this over to show no ammo. He takes a hit, and Schmidt already used his luck. So, but he does do a hit, and it's a fuselage hit, which is not good. But he does do a hit, and he has a cannon. So we're drawing, and they stink. 3, 6, 7, 8. He needed 2 damage, and he draws 2 1s. This is just as good as that in terms of calculating damage, but if I have 2 of these, then the gunner is actually dead, so I'm going to put that one on. There was no die roll for either one. So that was just a crappy draw. And now we're going to go to our final guy, Buttfargen here, and he is just a 3. There's no refuge there. Tail level 3. So he takes a hit and he rides the tail. So Buttfargen's going to use one of his luck. He actually has 2. So he just used 1. And he's riding the tail, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to add a hit. I'm going to use his timing ability to add a hit. I only need 3 damage, so let's see what we can get. There's 3 right there. There's 3 right there. I'm going to do this one. Let's roll and hope we don't get a 9. Okay, and then I just did 3 damage. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So this bomber is destroyed. And in doing so, my riding the tail can put me back at the level. So Buttfargen gets 2 more experience points. And the staff gets 2 experience points. And we get another victory point. So I do like that outcome. I was hoping to get the same outcome with the other one. But c'est la vie. And I'm drawing just 1 continuing fire, it looks like. Okay, and so I'm climbing. Determined. 1. So he's going to go there. He's out of ammo. So we are at the end of the turn. So now we move to turn 4. We have no bombers other than from turn 1 that fell out. Remember, 1 was destroyed before the mission started. 3 fell out on turn 1. I sent 4 BF-110s after them. We have nothing that has fallen since. So we are on turn 4. We are on the move step. And Buttfargen's going to go in again for another kill. I have another Ju-88 moving into the parking lot. I have Grim moving back into action, the BF-110 returning. 1 space, I have 2 Ju-88s still with ammunition. I have 2 here that are both going to attack from the nose high because they get the sun advantage. I have 2 BF-110s that are going to return to here. And then as far as this, I have Schmidt here who's out of ammo, and we need a miracle roll. And we did not get it. So Schmidt goes to fuselage, which is not a great place to be. But he will come out of the game, or the cannon will. Okay, Ju-88s. Who are they shooting? I'm going to go with that one. And that's a hit. So we just drew 2. I'm going to pick this one. I'm just going for making the bombers fall out. And it does. So we have 1 bomber with engine damage that fell out. So that's a good one for somebody like Kremler or something to go after. And of course Kremler is here doing an attack, so maybe not the best move for me. But the staff gets an experience point for that. And now we got another JU-88. We're gonna go after this one. I rolled a 1, so we have yet another out of ammo. And he also missed. So this out of ammo thing is not working out for us. Yeah, we're hitting it a lot. Okay, getting to cohesion. I need a 1. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I rolled a 3. So this one is not guaranteed to be blown up, but it fell out. It's close to being blown up. So we have a bomber with lots and lots of damage on it. It fell out, so the staff is going to get experience for that. Okay, and then this element is permanently kaput as a result. Here. That one passed. There. Passed. Okay, so now it's time to attack. I have a nice loose element here, and this is just a 1. Actually, it's a 0. I like it. This one would be a 1, and this one would also be a 1. So we have some really nice nose targets. He only has 1 damage on him. It would be nice to do more damage to this guy, but I'm also coming in from the rear with 1 guy. So this was a 2. That's a 2. A 3. And a 3. So these ones are more attractive to the rear attack. Bauer has not used his luck yet. Kremler has used his luck. Okay, so Kremler I got to take advantage of the fact that that's 0. So Kremlin's going to come in direct with a 0 threat. And this one is a 1 in either spot, and Bauer is going to come in direct here against him, and then Buttvargen will come in direct there. Okay, Buttvargen's climbing towards the nose. These two are dive rolling in this direction towards flank. Okay. Yeah. So let's start with Kremler. So he's nose high, threat level 0. Nose high, threat level 0. He runs out of ammo. Oh, that's not good. I was going to use him to chase after that bomber. Okay, so he progresses 2, which is 1, 2, like this, because he's dive rolling. But he hits. So before he runs out of ammo, he's going to hit, which is good. We can at least take that. So we have, I'm going to do this one. That elevator, by the way, is a guaranteed destroyed, as long as we pursue him. So 3 elevator damage is a guaranteed kill. So I can send one of my no ammo guys, including Kremler, after him. Well, since this is Kremler's last hurrah, because he's running out of ammo, I'm going to use his timing and his aim. Because when you're out of ammo, you can't use timing and aim anymore. And the rules are very clear. You get to pick the order, so he won't run out of ammo until it's all done. So we're going to use his timing to get 1 more hit in. And I have 2 on the wing or 1 on the engine. So what's interesting is I can take the engine one, and if I roll high enough, I can get an experience point for him. But do I want to be greedy and get one more hit? And I'm going to be greedy and get one more hit. So let's see if I roll a 9. I did not. If I did, I would have destroyed it and got 2 experience. So I'm going to now get this one more hit in, and let's hope it falls. So here's my one more hit. Fuselage 3, 4, 5, 6. That would be a 7th. That would be a second wing. I guess I'm doing the wing. So I may end up getting no experience for him, which was maybe not a good move. But he's at 8 damage. I guess I was going big or going home, like I always do. All right, so he's done. So now I'm going to do Bauer. Bauer does not have any of the privileges the other one has. So he's coming in nose high. He's got a 1. So nose high, 1. He progresses 3, which just means he's moving here. And he takes a hit. He has the sun, so if I roll even, I don't. So Bauer will use his ability. So he just used his luck to avoid the hit. He did no damage at all. So that was unfortunate, but not unexpected, I guess. And then we have a tail level 2 coming in. So level 2, he takes a hit and does a hit, and this is Buttfargen. Buttfargen will use his other luck. And thank goodness he does a hit, because he had, if you remember, he used his timing, but he did not use his aim. And aim only works if he does a hit. And since he already used his timing, he couldn't make a hit out of nothing. So he does a hit, and then he will use his aim to do a second hit, assuming he doesn't. So 3 on the rudder damage is a guaranteed kill. So we're going to do the 3 rudder. All right, so we have that, and then he's going to go ahead and do another hit and just see if he can get it to fall or something. So there's engine damage or wing. We're going to go with the engine damage. And he did roll high enough. He got the fall in. Wow. Buttfargen is like the luckiest guy ever. All right, so he gets the fall. These 3 drop out. So we have yet another bomber to pursue. He's a guaranteed kill. So I'm going to set him a little bit off just to show that we can do that. And we get an experience for the staff. We're up to 10 now. We get another, we don't get a victory point. I'm sorry, crossing that out. We get an experience for Buttfargen. That's what we get. So that's his 3rd experience. And put that away. And I'm going to go ahead and shuffle these cards because I can. Since I have this new camera situation, I finally get to have 2 hands. Feels nice. All right, so do that. We're going to draw 2 continuing fire. This one is a zero. So at a 0, I have a friendly fire roll. He is direct. If I roll an odd, he gets to skip. But I rolled an even. Place a damage marker on the nearest bomber, which would be this one or that one. Ooh. If I do that one, I could destroy it. If I do this one, it's just damaged. I'm going to do this one, and I'm going to draw a damage marker, and it is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this bomber is destroyed. And just like I talked about, I may have done this wrong in the past, but I did confirm with the designer that you don't get pilot experience for that. So that is destroyed, and our staff gets a victory point for that. So now we're going to do, and then he made it. He takes a hit. So now I need to roll for that. I rolled an even, so the sun blocked the hit. And so he makes it home. Out of ammo. Okay, now we're going to do Bauer. He's coming in, if dive rolling, which he is, he makes it back, no problem. And then I need to draw one more for Buttfarg, he's climbing. So he takes +2. This is a 1, +2 is a 3, and it says breakaway to the tail. Unfortunately, Buttfargan already used both of his luck. So this is disastrous, because if I lose Buttfargan, alright, so it's bad. Ooh. And he breaks away to the tail. So I'll just bring him there. Okay, that was not good. Maybe I should have taken the breakaway skill. I probably would have used it by now though. Okay, so I'm gonna check real quick. Make sure the camera didn't stop or run out of disk space. We're good. We're at an hour. So I'm just going to go ahead and stop, and then I'll start another one.